All right, guys, welcome to your first flipped classroom video. I know you did the intro video yesterday, but this is your first real learning video, and we're going to be asking ourselves, how do humans get energy? So, yes, humans get energy from eating food. Eating food gives us a bunch of things, but we're going to be focusing right now just on glucose. Eating food gives humans glucose, which is another word for sugar. Glucose is a type of sugar that humans get from eating. So when humans eat, they get a bunch of different stuff: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, all that type of stuff. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, and that is an important ingredient into giving humans energy. So that glucose goes into the body and it combines with oxygen. You guys probably know we get oxygen from breathing in the air around us. So we get glucose from eating, and we get oxygen from breathing. And those things combine together in our body, and they go into a special part of our cells called the mitochondria. So you may have heard of the mitochondria before. You may have heard people calling it the powerhouse of the cell. People call the mitochondria the powerhouse because it is where energy is made. So glucose and oxygen go into the mitochondria. They're inputs into this process, so they go into the mitochondria. Inside the mitochondria, this is where our process happens. So this process is called cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. So this whole process that creates energy for humans is called cellular respiration. And it happens, remember, inside the mitochondria. So here we've zoomed in the mitochondria to see cellular respiration happening. And we see our glucose and oxygen. We are going to call these our inputs. The two things going into our process, those are our inputs. So we have our glucose and oxygen combining in the mitochondria, and this arrow is telling us that they are converted into our three outputs. So we have glucose and oxygen are converted into water, ATP, and carbon dioxide. So ATP here is the big point, the main point of this whole process. ATP is energy. So we have glucose and oxygen are converted into water, ATP energy, and carbon dioxide. Now this water and this carbon dioxide, they are not the main point of this process, so they are called byproducts. They are waste products. They are trash. Oops, why is my pen not working? Okay, yeah, they're trash. We don't need them. So remember, ATP is energy. We do need that. Water and carbon dioxide are trash. We don't need them. They just also happen. So that's our whole process here. Cellular respiration is when glucose and oxygen combine in the mitochondria and are converted into water, ATP, and carbon dioxide. Remembering that ATP is the actual important product here because that is our energy. So our key points here. We have GoWAC. This is an important device to help us remember The formula for cellular respiration: glucose plus oxygen are converted into water, ATP, and carbon dioxide. We have this special sunburst around ATP because ATP is energy. ATP is the energy that we need. And remember that cellular respiration is the process that creates ATP. Cellular respiration creates ATP energy. That is all for today. If you have questions about this, you should rewind the video and watch back again to see if your question is answered. If you still have questions, write them down and please ask them when you see us in class tomorrow. See you then, guys. Bye.